Like, bro, I just have too much sauce to even care.
Been on my freaking for a while. Know them haters gon' hate, know them jocking my style. See me waited months to grace, hop in here, let me style. I'ma do it like he said, I'ma make my papa proud. This one for the culture, see the vultures all around. So the sheep amongst the wolves, we gon' kill it, we gon' count. We gon' set it off, we gon' let it out the bag now. Have mercy, we are not worth it, take a bow.
Thank God, thank God, thank God. It is Fashion Friday. I am your host, Al, the great creative mind behind Good Steward Apparel, B Athletics Unlimited, and No Robot Streetwear. I am also the host of TGIFF. Thank God it is Fashion Friday. We want to help you bring in your weekend and help you decompress from a long week. So I hope everyone has had an awesome week. I don't think it's been too much going on for me, but I don't know how your week has been. But if you are hearing the sound of my voice, please go ahead and tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's go ahead and share. And let's talk about some winter coats. So I don't know if you all have, you've seen the post in Coffee and Collaborations. And if you are not already, please go ahead and follow Coffee and Collaborations page so you can be up to date on all the shows that we host. It's just an amazing platform. And the visionary, please give it a shout out to the visionary, Kimberly Winborn of Coffee and Collaborations Media. But please go ahead and follow. But the reason I wanted to talk about winter coats, I think I've told you all a little bit about my story growing up, that I, didn't have a lot of money, raised by my grandmother for most part of my life, but didn't have a lot. So we had one coat. That's what we had, and that was out of necessity. I don't know if you are one of those people as well who have had just one coat out of necessity. Let me know in the chat. If you are one coater, if you were a one coater growing up, if you are still one now, let me know. But a coat was more of, like I said, a necessity. It wasn't a fashion accessory. I didn't think of it that way. I really did growing up have a love for fashion, but I thought of a coat as, more of a burden, because it didn't like cold weather. I still don't like cold weather, but I like winter fashion. I don't know who else is in that boat, but I am not a fan of cold weather. But I know I just wore it out of necessity. And I know a lot of other people who, in the day, if you were going to the clubs or whatever, didn't wear a coat because you didn't want it to mess up your outfit. You didn't want it to mess up the flow of your outfit. Or were you one of those people? You out there going to the club freezing because you didn't want to mess up the floor of your outfit. But I probably was one of those people. So it was just about a necessity, something I had to wear. But I have really grown to love just winter coats and the fashion. We have a lot more choices. It's just so many more that you can, so much more you can do. And it is definitely an accessory right now, where you can have different colors, different styles, and just, it's just endless possibilities. So that's what made me want to talk about today's show about winter fashion. How do you feel about winter fashion? How do you feel about, what is one of your favorite coats? I know right now, definitely with men's fashion. Men's fashion for as coats has not made a lot of huge strides. Hasn't changed a lot. And that tends to happen a lot with men's fashion. Doesn't change a lot, makes, some minimal strides. But, for women, there's a lot more. There's definitely a lot more. We're going to be talking about that too. But what are some of your favorite coats? Do you like the pea coat? That is a classic that's always here. I don't know if a pea coat is ever going to go out of style, because I was in the Marine Corps. So definitely, that was something I was very used to. Whether you have the double-breasted pea coat or you have the single-breasted. You know, both are very nice, and both seem to stay around forever. And you know, you have the women and the females version. I mean, the women and the males version too. So definitely. So how has your week? How was your week? You know, what are some of the things that you all have done this week? My week has been pretty laid back. I am getting way too used to this social distancing. You know, being away from people. I haven't been to any events. You know, it's been sad not seeing family for most of the year. But you know, I do have a pretty big family that we kind of, you know, we are here in the house. But how have you been coping with social distancing? This is one of the ways, you know, this is how this show was born, because we want to give you all something to do while you were in the house. You know, some way to kind of decompress, just some way to just kind of relax a little bit, because this 2020 has been stressful. It has been a stressful year, between the election, between everything. So this is what we want to do for this show to help you decompress. Um, so please go ahead and share, and we are going to get into some winter coats. I'm still waiting to hear what are some of your. I know there are a lot of, like, the bomber is definitely one of the like the winter coats that I like. You know, I really love, and you have the spring bomber, and then you have like the winter bomber that's a little thick. Hey, Kimberly, the visionary, but you have kind of both, and that's something I really like, is both of those. You know, you can, like I said, you can have both. You can have more than one coat. You can have a little bit of everything. But before we get into winter coats, I really want you guys to check out our new sponsor, the Harlem Beer Distributing. And I'm going to play it in just a second. So it looks like my internet is lagging a little bit. I don't know if you guys can still see me. So I'm back. Looks like I was having some difficulty. So let's try this again. My apologies. This is the way of technology. Sometimes it works as much as you try to practice before the show, and sometimes it doesn't. But let's flow with it. So check out our sponsor. I think I forgot to hit the audio. All right, let's try this again. Thank you all for bearing with me. All right.
The old Renaissance is the new Renaissance, standing on tradition while embracing the spirit of distinction. This is the Harlem Brewing Company, uniquely crafted beer brewed to deliver a taste, a sound, and a feeling that can only be described one way, Harlem style. So come and take a trip on the A train with our Harlem Sugar Hill Golden Ale and our Harlem Renaissance Wit Beer, the neighborhood original.
Sponsored by Harlem Beer Distributing North Carolina, served in Durham at the BU Cafe, the Durham Hotel, Grub Durham, the Durham Co-op, Zoeli's, Saltbox Seafood Joint, Sam's Bottle Shop, in Raleigh at College Beverage and Hawk Pen, in Greensboro at Best Way Grocery, Gia's, and Dame's Chicken and Waffles in Winston-Salem.
All right, so I really love it. I think there's a perfect sponsor for for a Friday show. I love that this company is black owned, and it's from my hometown of Durham. So you really cannot beat that. But please go check them out. They listed all the places they are. A lot of different Dame's Chicken and Waffles. A lot of different places in Durham, NC. So let's try to get into talking about some winter coat fashion. And let's see how you guys feel about winter coats. So again, this is our sponsor. This is their website where you can check them out. So you can check them out at harlembeernc.com. Please go ahead and check them out and support them. So talking about some winter coat fashion. And like anything, if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave it in the chat. I'll be answering any questions as the show kind of progresses. Just let me know how you feel about everything. So talking about this winter coat fashion. So I really like, the bubble coat has been around forever. I don't know if you all growing up had those huge oversized bubble coats, but now we have a slimmer feel. You have a slimmer feel coat. I think this is from Montclair, and I really like this, and I really like that it's shiny. It's going to stand out a little bit more, and the way that this model is dressed in the picture, it's something that is more untraditional of kind of dressing up with it versus, just kind of going sporty. This other one is this plush coat in the middle. Really like that. That is another one that's been around forever, but not traditionally so much for women. So this is a nice one. My favorite out of all three of these, is this Teddy plush coat. I like that they have the ones that are short, and you can see that this one is long. I really like that you can dress it up, dress it down, and the feel of these is just amazing. And this is something that is really different. This is something that was maybe, from pretty vintage, and they kind of brought it back. So I really love those. All right, so like I said before, and men's fashion has not made like huge strides as far as winter coats. I think what has changed in men's fashion as far as winter coats is how they're paired and some of the designs. The single-breasted coat has been around forever. It is something that is very traditional, but the style and the patterns of it, the different patterns is something that's new. Typically it was you didn't use a lot of print. Now they're going with a lot of print. I've seen some with street fashion with wording, a little bit of everything. So definitely plaid is something that is traditional for the winter, but this print is a little different. I like that you can see that it has some sparks of blue in there and some gray. And when you're wearing something like that, for my guys, when you're wearing something like this, you want this to be more of the hero piece, what people pay attention to. And you want to, with everything else, with your shirts and everything else, you want to kind of tone that down, be a little bit simpler. So I talked about this too in the middle, the bomber. What I like about the bomber, what I like that has changed about the bomber is traditionally the bomber was something that was, it was strictly street fashion. You put on some tennis shoes with it, and that's what you have. But now men are dressing up that bomber is what I really like. It's really trying to mix and match it a little bit. It's not all just that street fashion look. And when you are going to dress it up, I think it goes best when you have that plain bomber, not something with a lot of pattern, a lot of print. But people can do that as well. But like anything else, if you're going to dress up the bomber or the coat, you're going to make that the hero piece. You want everything else to be more simpler, right? This one right here is the one on the end. This fur coat. This is a single breast fur collar coat. It's something that has been around the last couple of years, as far as that fur that I've seen. But I really love it, and especially like the print on this coat. It's not something that is like overdone, because you want all the emphasis on the collar. That's where the attention is going to be. You want to overdo it. But I really like that. This is like straight up boss coat, like really. So you are going to want the emphasis to be on this coat when you walk in the room, and maybe dress it up with with a turtleneck, or even dress it up with some kicks. With any of these coats, it doesn't have to be either or. If it's more, it seems like more of a dressy item, you don't have to pair it with dressy clothes. That's one of the things I like about 2020 fashion the last couple of years. So really loving that. Tell me how you feel about which one is your favorite. Out of all of these three, which one is your favorite? I will say the fur collar one is my favorite. That is like straight boss, right? But I do like the bomber, and I do like what the fellas are doing with the bomber right now. All right, so I did pick my favorite out of the women's. I picked the teddy coat, the plush teddy, the longer style, and I wanted to mix and match some patterns a little bit. So you have the more of the snakeskin ankle boots with the block heel. We talked about that in past shows. That is something that is definitely on trend for 2020. I'm sure it's going to go into 2021 too. I don't know how many women actually like that block heel, but I think if you wear it right, it can really complement your outfit, right? So block heel, something a little bit more shiny, something that is a little off color of that teddy. So this is like a cognac color. It might not show up as well on your screen, but this is that cognac color, little shiny ankle boot. And then you want to pair it with the coat and with some skinny jeans, something more of a slim leg. And I don't know about you, but I really love zebra print and brown together. Like I really love those two together. So this is more of like a zebra print blouse. It really puts the emphasis on the whole outfit together. While that teddy coat can definitely be, it's emphasis because it's something different. You don't see a lot of people wearing that, but I think the whole outfit, once you take off the teddy, I think it goes really well together, and it's going to be paired really well together. So what do you like about all of this, and what would you do differently? Does anybody own like that teddy coat? Like I said, I really love that. All right, let's look at the next thing. All right, so again, going with that bomber, you know, like I said, that bomber, looking to dress it up a little bit, but keep it more casual. I really like, and this is something this is a style that's like been around forever, with the collar, the collar shirt and the V-neck sweater. That is like, very classic style, but also modern at the same time. So dressing it up a little bit with the bomber, still kind of keeping it more casual with some moderately ripped jeans or distressed jeans, and then pairing it with some tennis shoes. Like if you have a nice pair, I love like a good pair of tennis shoes, especially high tops during this time. High tops with with the more dressy look. I think that pairs very well together. It's going to be unique to you or whatever you're doing. And I really love, these are the GSA Ventures. So really love all those together. And again, with the Browns, not trying to really totally match, but more of like complementing each other. Right? So how do you all feel about those two? Like I said, I really love all of them. I am like, this year, I am really feeling high tops. I have a lot of pair of high tops, definitely from my different brands, but really feeling high tops this winter. And boots, not so much, but I'm really feeling high tops. But you gotta have a good pair of boots for when it gets cold, right? All right. So thank you all for joining me for another episode of TGIFF. You know how it goes. Fastest show on Friday to help you decompress from your long week. But please come back and join us again. We're going to take a little bit of hiatus for the holiday. So we're going to be back better than ever in the new year, bringing you more fashion for, more of the winter, and more guests and the best of, just fashion in general. So make sure to set your calendars, join us in the new year. Thank you all for, your support of the show and Coffee and Collaborations. Please go and like and follow Coffee and Collaborations so you will not miss a show, whether it be this one or any other show on the platform. Please go ahead and join us. So I am your host, Al the Great, and I just want you to know that God thinks you're great. I think you're great. Make sure that you think you're great, and have a good weekend. And if I don't see you within the year, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You all have a great weekend. Thank you.